Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Sorry it's been such a long time since my last video. It's been a busy week, but I am ready to get back at it. There are a number of things that I would like to work on today. This episode isn't going to have a singular focus like some of the others do. But let's get to work. As you can see here, I'm getting more and more attacks on my iron outpost, and that's because I've got these enemy bases out here. This one in particular is within my pollution cloud, so it's most likely that that's the one that is resulting in the attacks. And it's only going to get worse and worse. So I want to get that taken out. Now, we have done the research on tanks, which are these guys here. So I went ahead and crafted one in between episodes. Where is it? Where's my tank? Here it is. And I always have trouble figuring out what's the front end of it. There we go. So a tank is much like a car in the sense that you need to put fuel in it. You can load it with gun ammunition. Now the tank will also accept flamethrower ammunition, so let's go ahead and load some of that in there. And it also has a cannon. Now the cannon requires, there's two types of shells. One is a regular cannon shell. It does 200 physical and 100 explosion damage. And then the explosive cannon shell does 180 physical and 300 explosion. Okay. And that one is, I don't know, not quite twice as expensive. Piercing power 100 versus piercing power 300 on the regular. So I think in a nutshell, the regular cannon shell is good for shooting the biter nests themselves. In other words, they're good for single target damage, and the explosive cannon shell is good for shooting packs of biters, because it has more AoE damage. So I would like to make some of the regular cannon shells so that we can use that to take out biter bases. We finished research here. So, okay, so now I have auto character logistics slots available. So you can see that now I've got this auto trash slot. And the way this works is, let's say that I don't want to, that I always want to send wood to storage, which is not really the case for me, but I do want to keep some so that I can make more powerfuls. So, so let's say I never want to have more than one stack of wood. So what I can do is I can put that icon there, and then I can set the minimum quantity that I want to have, right? So if I were to set this, I could set this to 0, in which case all the wood that I have is going to automatically go in the trash slots. Or if I set it to 100, as it was in the beginning, I'll keep 100 in my inventory, and anything more than 100 will go into my trash slots, which we can see happen here. Right, so I've got 100 here, and then the rest that I just picked up goes into the trash slot. So this is a pretty convenient way just to get rid of stuff that you normally don't want to hang on to, like, you know, at this stage of the game, things like stone, you know, ores, iron ore, copper ore. There's no reason for me to keep that in inventory. So we can gradually, and you can add more and more items to this as you go along. So that's how the auto trash slots work. Okay, so let's start making some explosives. For that we need coal, sulfur, and water, and those are made in a chemical plant. Do I have a chemical plant? No. So let's go ahead and make 2 of those. And then we'll go, I'll leave my tank there for the moment. And we're looking for sulfur. What was it? Sulfur, coal, and water. Okay, so I've got sulfur here. I've got coal here. But I don't have any water. Except way up here where my refinery is. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so the bots took my extra stuff. Let's bring some coal up. Yeah, and later on those explosives will be used to make artillery shells as well. We'll need explosives, we'll need explosive cannon shells, and radar. Those are going to come in handy when we have artillery. That's going to be, you know, later in the game, obviously. Whoops. So I think this will be a good place to do artillery, cannon shells, along with the explosives. So we'll just do all that here in this area. So let me craft a couple more of those chemical plants. And we'll set them up. Let's see. Can I set them up here? No, because I got to get the water in. You know what? I think it'll be better to have the coal. Well, first of all, here's one thing we can do. There's no need for that line of plastic to go all the way around the side like this. Okay, so we can pick all that up. Let me grab the plastic off the belts. My inventory's full, so I'm going to empty this by hand. Okay. Now the other thing I've done is I've upgraded my armor. So I built modular armor, which you can see here. We can't build power armor yet because we need blue circuits, and we're not making those. Power armor is a little bit better, but for now, modular armor will do. It only takes steel and red circuits, both of which we have. Now, once you get to power or to modular armor and above, you get these equipment grids. Okay, and each successive improved tier of armor gives you more grid slots. And then you can put a lot of this personal equipment into the grid, so things like these batteries, belt immunity, exoskeleton, and things like that. But the first things that I wanted to get were a personal roboport. So that gives me a roboport that travels with me everywhere. So I have a few construction bots with me. Now, one personal roboport can manage up to 10 bots, right? There's a limit. So I did that, and then I have a few batteries. I have night vision goggles, which I'm using now, which is why even though it's nighttime, you can see that the lights are on. I can see much better than I would be able to normally, right? And I'm right-clicking on the armor here, by the way. And then I filled the rest with portable solar panels. So those will charge the batteries when the sun is out and will consume the batteries at nighttime. Now, the personal roboport does consume a lot of power, so a lot of times those batteries will drain. But now that I have personal roboports, even if I'm not in range of my construction bots, right, you can see here I've got this zone around me where I can use my own personal bots to disassemble things, right, like that. And then they go back into my inventory. All right, so let's put stone in the auto trash. And stone, I don't think I want to carry any stone at all. Let's put coal in there. I think 1 stack of coal would be fine. So I always have a little bit of fuel for my car and stuff. Okay. So I'm going to use bots to deconstruct all this. Right, and I'll need my personal bots to get these out here. And then the bots from the base can help me get the rest of it. There we go. So that makes things nice and easy. All right, so let's get back to our stuff. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do it like this. I'm going to try to build everything here in a column because I want to leave room in case I want to add more red circuit production. And I think I will need to do that at some point. Okay, so over here we're going to make explosives, coal, sulfur, and water. And I was thinking to have them output to a belt like that. But on second thought, I think I'll just put them side by side. Now these take 4 seconds to make 2. So I think with 2 of these machines, I'll be good. And then for the sulfur, I think we'll bring another belt of sulfur down here. Okay, I'll just add a splitter up here, and we'll bring some more sulfur down. Okay, and then for water, no problem there. We already have water in the area. So we can just tap into that. And I want the water to come down here. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'm going to do it like this. So this way I can have inserters for the sulfur and then inserters for the coal. Okay, and then we can put those out onto this belt. All right, and then for the cannon shells, we'll need plastic, explosives, and steel. And I think those are made in a regular assembler machine, if I'm not mistaken. I think one of these will be fine. How long does that take to make? 8 seconds. Yeah, and we're going to want to make the explosive variety as well that we can use for artillery later on. Okay. So we'll have one making the regular cannon shells, and then we'll have one making the explosive cannon shells. Okay, so plastic I've got. But again, I want to leave room for the red circuits here, so I'll bring a belt of plastic down here. Okay. So for the explosives, we can put that input there. The plastic we can bring in from here. Both of those need plastic. And then we need steel. Yeah, these both have the same ingredients, which is good. Okay, let's get rid of that plastic. Let's get rid of that sulfur. Oh, down there. Okay, and we can remove that. Now we need to get steel up here. And I think I'll put steel onto this belt. Am I already using steel over here anywhere? Yes. I'm using it right here. Okay, so let's pull some of that steel out. And we can do that like this, and then reverse it. Okay. And then I'll have to side load this so that it goes on the side of the belt that I want. All right, good. Let's throw some lights up here. And then since we already have explosives being made, if you needed cliff explosives, you could start making those as well. I'm playing without cliffs on this playthrough, so I don't need them, but if you were playing with cliffs and you wanted to get rid of some, you could use cliff explosives. The nice thing about cliff explosives is that you can, your bots can use them. So once you have bots, you can use your deconstruction planner to select, you know, whatever cliffs you want to get rid of, and the bots will take the explosives over there and get rid of them. Okay, so now we need a place for the outputs here. So let's do that, and I'm going to put passive provider chests. And we're going to need to make another RoboPort. For that I need steel plate. And I need red circuits. Which I'm starting to run out of. Okay, I'll go ahead and make 2. And I'll just move it as far out as I can, just so I get the maximum coverage on my zones here. There we go. Okay, and then we just have to decide how many of these we want. Oh, I need more power poles. Okay, so let's limit these. So we're going to connect these to the logistics network. I'm going to tell this to run as long as regular cannon shells are less than, I don't know. How do these stack? If you want to check what the stack size of something is, you can add it to your logistics. All right, so if you click on it, it's going to give you, it's always going to default to a single stack. So a single stack is 200. I don't think I really need that many. I'll just set this to 50. Oops. Okay, and then I think the explosive shells, I'll do the same. I'm not planning to use the explosive shells right now. I just want to save them up for when we have artillery available. Okay, good. So now we got some cannon shells. Let's pick up some more ammunition over here. Ah, you know what? Actually, I can add that to my logistics thing here. So I think it would be good to have 200 on me, and then, I mean, in my ammo slot, and then let's say 400. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go to my tank, and I'm going to roll over there and take out that biter nest. And then the next thing that I want to do is get more copper coming in here. So we're going to work on setting up another copper mine. As you can see, most of my original iron is now mined out. Most of my copper is mined out, so we can actually get rid of a lot of these drills. And now you can see once you have your personal bots, these type of things become much easier to do. You just select the stuff you want to get rid of, and your bots pick it all up. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that whole belt there. We can get rid of all of this. Right, since there's no more iron getting mixed in. And looks like we got a dead one there. Okay. Here's my tank. Oh, and that one just died. Okay, so let's put in the cannon shells. I'm going to put that copper ore in my auto trash. I want that to be a quantity of 0. You can also manually add what you want to put in there. So iron ore, let's make that 0. I'll get rid of that. Okay. And coal is still doing okay. All right. So let's head over there. So, a few things to note. The tank is slower than the car, as you can see. It takes more time to accelerate. But as you'll notice, the wonderful thing about the tank is that you can drive straight through trees without taking any damage. Now they do slow you down a little bit, so you got to be careful about that, but in general, trees are no problem. I think you may even be able to do that with rocks. Okay, so there's a bunch of biters up here. Not sure what weapon I want to use. I think what I'm going to do to begin with is lay out some gun turrets, and let's just take out a lot of the biters that are milling around. And you can see that my personal bots will now go to repair those. Okay, so now I got the cannon shells, right? 2 shots. Two shots and they're gone. Right, and you can see how much tougher the tank is. Now the other thing you can do with the tank, boom, you can just drive over those things and they're gone. Okay, and then we just need to repair it. I'll craft some more repair packs, and then my bots will do the repairs. Okay, so you can see what an awesome tool the tank is for taking out biter nests. I won't bother with the rest for now. I just wanted to show you how the tank works. Any more work that I do with the tank, I will probably just do between episodes, since we've already done lots of biter killing together. Whoops, slow down, slow down. You do have to be careful with the tank, because it'll, if you run into your own structures with the tank, it'll destroy them pretty easily. So if you're driving around your base with the tank, you'll want to be very careful. See how we're doing on ammo over here. Yeah, we're doing fine. Okay, good. So that should keep us safe for a while longer. All right, so let's find a copper mine. I think this one here would be a good one. 4.6 million. And we can tie into the same rail line that I've got for iron. So let's go start getting that set up. Now for now, I'm going to continue with a single set of tracks, or with a single rail for both of these trains. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Okay, so let's delete this. Okay. But now I'm going to have two trains sharing this piece of track. So we're going to have to set up some signals. But first, let's get our second train set up. So as you'll recall, it's one locomotive on each end. I'll just give them each half a stack of coal for now. Okay, but now we'll need to set up some signals. As you can see now, I've got I've got a red signal going in here, and now I also have a red signal coming out. And the reason for that is that the game treats all of this rail between this signal and the next one, which is down here. It treats it all as one segment, or block as it's called. So because I have another train in this block, this signal is going to be red, and this train will not be allowed to leave the station. As you can see, it's full. It has 8,000 ore, but it can't leave because we've got a red signal. So what we have to do is we have to segment these things so that this one, because it's got a path all the way that goes all the way down there that's clear, we need to segment these rails so that this one can go as long as there's not a train that's actually in its path. Okay, so what we'll do to begin with is I'm going to put two signals, okay, one for each direction. So now we can see that the path from here on down is clear. That's why it's green. And the path going north is red because it's blocked here. It's not blocked over here, but if it's blocked in either direction, you're going to get a red signal. And again, the game is treating all of this as one block, right? And you can see that when you hover over. You see how those lines over the track change colors. All that red line means that that's all the same block, right? And the cyan line to the south of us is a different block. The yellow line to the west of us is a different block. And those blocks, you create blocks when you add signals. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to set up. I want to segment this piece of track and this piece of track so that this one will have a clear block going all the way down. So we'll do that with yet more signals. Okay, so the simplest way to do it would be just to put, whoops, let me stop that. All right, the train already left. Hang on a second, go back. I ruined my demonstration. Okay, so the simplest way to do that would be to set up two sets of signals. Okay, so as soon as I put that signal there, that creates another block here, which made this signal go green because the next block, which was this one, was clear. Okay, but it still can't go because of this block, which still has this train on it. So if I put two more signals up here, now I've got a clear path all the way down. Okay, because now this little junction piece is all a separate block. Okay, and this is like one of the most basic intersections. And actually what I would do here is I would put the signals there so it's a little more symmetrical. Okay. Now let's let me make another cargo wagon. And I'm going to put it right there just to block this area. Okay. So what if now I wanted this train to go down that way, right? The path here is clear. So this train would be able to travel up to this signal and then it would stop. Okay. Now the problem is that now my train is stopped waiting to get into this block and I'm blocking the intersection. So if I was trying to get to a station down here and maybe I had to wait because there was another train there, but I needed a train to use this section of track because the station it was going to was open. It wouldn't be able to go because this train is blocking the intersection. Now there's a way that we can prevent that, and that is by using chain signals. And what a chain signal does is a chain signal simply repeats whatever regular train rail signal is in front of it. So for example, if I put this chain signal right here, it's going to be green. Why? Because this one is green, and that's it. That's the only reason. Right? If I put a chain signal here, it's going to be red because this one is red. So what you can do is you can use chain signals to make your train wait some distance away from the actual rail signal. Okay, so in this case, if I was to come down this way, or let's use this train as an example, if I was to be traveling south and this signal is red, I really want the train to wait here rather than here where it's going to be blocking the junction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this signal with a chain signal. Okay, so now because this one is red, this one is also red, and this train is going to wait right here rather than moving forward all the way up here. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to put a chain signal here as well. No, actually that one's not necessary. And we can do the same over here. So let's replace that one with a chain signal as well. So again, if this one's red, this train will wait here so that it doesn't block the junction for this train. Okay, and then going north, we're fine with regular signals. Okay, so now if I remove that, actually it looks like we're still red because this train is now leaving the station. Okay, so that train's leaving. It's got a green signal here, it's got a green signal there. It's going to go ahead and pull into the station, even though I've got this other train right there. Okay, so that's briefly how regular signals and chain signals work. Later on in this series, I will start to set up more complicated rail junctions, and we'll also go to like a two-lane. We'll start to set up some two-lane stuff where the right side will be going in one direction and the left side will be traveling in the other direction, and I'll show you how to set that up. That really is pretty important once you get more than a couple of trains going. You know, as we add more trains, having them all bottleneck into that one section of track will start to become a problem. Okay, so now that I've got personal bots, setting up this rail becomes easy. Actually, I don't even need the bots for this. You can just click and you can just click and drive your train, right? So let's see. How much space? Well, here, what I'm going to do, I want to figure out where to put my east-west bit of rail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive over there with a car so we can figure out a good location for it. I'm going to put the loading station south of the patch like I did over here. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, and I'm going to hold down Shift while I do that because I want to edit. No, let's include the walls. No, let's not include the walls because I don't know if I'm going to want... I don't know if I'm going to want the walls to be in the same place. I'll include the wall section on the bottom. I'll grab from the balancer all the way down, and then I'm going to hold down Shift so I can edit it, and I'll remove things like the turrets and all this stuff. Okay, but I do want to copy all of this. And when you're copying a train station, You can also check this box to tell it to include the name of the station. I'm not going to do that in this case because I don't want my new station to be called Iron. I want it to be called something else, so I'm not going to copy the station name. Okay, and then I can just make sure that I put this in a good place where I have enough room to get all my belts brought in. And we'll paste that down. And then my personal robots will get to work laying it all down. I'm going to help them out because they're not super fast. Later on in the game, when you have like the highest tier of the power armor, you know, typically I'll have like late game, I'll typically have a setup in my armor where I've got 150 personal construction bots, and then you can get stuff like this done very quickly. I mean, it's awesome. Whoops. Okay, I'm not doing a good job at this. I'm just trying to help the bots. If you look down here, you can see that the charge of my battery is starting to deplete because the bots do use a lot of energy to charge themselves. Okay, and I'm going to need to come back with lights. Okay, I can just handcraft a few lights. But I'm going to need to come back with more steel chests. And let's get that. Okay, and we're going to call this copper load 1. Okay, that way we've got a name that's consistent with how we're naming this other one. Okay, good. Yeah, and this rail is just going to clear that coal patch. All right, so I'm going to pick up the car, and I'm picking it up so that I can rotate it. And actually, let's use the tank in case I've got trees in the way. I can plow them over. And I'm just going to place it right there. And that way it'll make laying the rail quicker. I can just do this. Slow down as we get close. There. Okay, now let's get this train out of the way. No, a little bit further. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to need to use any of this. So I'll go ahead and delete that. Again, I'm going to help my bots out. You can see now my battery is back to what looks like a full charge. Okay, and then we need to join this. I'm not going to bother with a junction up here because I don't know right now if I'm going to need to extend this line any further north. I think probably we won't need to. So that's why I'm not going to bother with a junction. And then now that the trees are gone, we can fill in all the gaps that I left as I was plowing through the trees. Okay. And we can add our station. So copper load 1 until full cargo. Go. All right. Looks like nope, those are not going to get in the way. Okay, I've got 49 mining drills. I think I'm probably going to need more. Let's set the first ones there. but we can at least get things started here. Oops. Okay. And we're going to need some power. Actually, that's something that I want to set up in the shopping mall is the automatic construction of power poles. Haven't done that yet. Oops. Okay, let's make some more of these. We'll use the cheap power poles for now. Okay, and then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy that row of power poles. We'll paste some there, and we'll paste some there. I don't need that one. I don't need that one. Okay, but I will need one there, and I'll need one there to tie these together. So you can see how even just having a few personal construction bots can make the job a lot easier. Okay, let's make a radar. Definitely want one of those. And then I've got some walls left. So we can start to wall this in. And I think I've got a few laser turrets on me as well. Yeah, right there looks good. Get rid of that rock. The bot can pick it up in one step, which is a lot quicker than... Let's see, we're going to need drills there, so let's make sure I leave enough room for that. Now let's leave a little bit more space. There we go. Am I going to have enough? Yeah, awesome. All right, 2 gates. All right. And then I need large power poles, and I only have one of those, so the rest of this will have to wait. All right, now I don't have an unloading station yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control, and then I'm going to click on the track right here. And what that does is that creates a temporary train station. So your train will go there. By default, it's going to wait 5 seconds, and then it'll go to the next station on your schedule. Now in this case, I don't want it to continue after that. I just want to stop here. So I'm going to switch to manual mode, and then I'll delete that temporary stop. Okay, and then I'm going to copy actually, let's copy. I'm going to copy from here. And I'm holding down Shift because I'm going to want to modify this. Okay, I don't want those turrets necessarily. I don't want that. I don't want that. Everything else is fine. Okay, and then we're going to place our copper unloading station directly south of this one. Okay. So I wonder if I can... Yeah, my regular bots don't quite cover that far, so the personal bots are going to have to build that for us. or we'll have to put more roboports. Okay, and then again here, we're going to need to signal this junction. All right, so let's start by doing this. And then remembering with chain signals. Now in this case, they're going to join going north. So I'm going to want chain signals going into the junction. Right, so one there, so that the train stops before it blocks the junction. We don't need chain signals going into a split. Right, we don't care if it comes here and stops or if it goes there and stops, because either way from this direction, it's blocked, right? All right, so let's get the rest of this track built out. And I can't make a stop yet. So for now, I'll just drive it manually down there into that station. As my bots try frantically to follow me everywhere I go. Okay, and that's where they would unload. Actually, maybe I should have that there. Yeah, why not? Okay, I need to get some more steel. So let's go do that. Let me get out of range of that so I can pick up my bots. If they don't get back to you before they run out of charge, then they're going to slow down a lot. And you might run away so far that you lose a bot. I mean, they'll continue to follow you slowly, but it could be a long time before your bot returns to you. So that's why I try to make sure that I collect all of them. Oh yeah, actually I have lost one. I only have 9 now. Maybe one got destroyed during the biter attacks. I don't know. Anyway, I need to get more steel so I can make some of these. I'll make a few handfuls. I'm going to need one of those. And I need a lot of steel chests. And I think I need more stack inserters as well. All right, so I'll start making steel chests. Let's go over here, get in range. Now I can add stack inserters to my request. Going to want 100 of those. And let's grab another one of these guys. So I get back to 10. Okay, good. And then let's go back and we'll finish off these 2 stations. Oh, and by the way, I should be doing research, right? Let's see. Okay, well, we still have a lot of options. I'm not going to do follower robot count. We'll do distribution 2. We'll do logistics bots 3. We'll do research speed. Yeah, let's just kind of take these in order. I'll just fill up my queue. Personal laser defense is nice to have. Just make sure we're still doing research. It's going to be very slow with the limited amount of copper we have coming in, but that's going to be fixed fairly soon. Oh, I also need a lot more mining drills. I'll start handcrafting those, I suppose. That's something else we should probably have being done in the mall. I'll spend some time putting more stuff in the mall. And we're going to need some medium power poles as well. Right, and you can do, you know, as I'm doing, you can do some of this stuff manually to help your bots work more quickly. Okay, and then we'll need to get the coal down there. So let's put a splitter and run the coal down so we can refuel. I don't have power yet, so I'm waiting to get my power poles done. Actually, let's just go ahead and accelerate that. All right, so we can see that this train is getting in and out of the station with no problem. There we go. And over here, great. Now the train can fill up. All right, and then we need to name this one. This is going to be copper unload, right? Okay, and then we can finish out the schedule. Copper unload until empty. Okay, so let's go back to copper load 1. And you can see that the train is going to wait here because this segment in front is blocked. It'll wait until it gets past that junction. The signal's clear, and this train can start to move forward. Okay, so I'll finish this up. I'll get this copper mine running. I'm going to switch to manual since I need to run power poles, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.